Welcome to the Autospeed Podcast, home of stock car and banger racing in the southwest.
Driver, start your engine.
Love the vans.
Brilliant!
Warm in here, I can see why you don't seem so keen to get off home.
A lot of people would just probably hear 2 or 3 words and switch it off anyway.
Terrific!
First time doing anything like that.
As easy as that.
I didn't stutter any words, did I? I do waffle on a bit though, don't I?
Welcome to the Autospeed Podcast. I'm Crispen Rosevear. The extra bank holiday which arose from the celebrations of the Coronation set the scene for what looked like being a terrific day of action at Smeatharpe on Monday the 8th of May. Unfortunately, the weather was less helpful, and a mixture of mist, fog and rain during the course of the afternoon made for tricky racing conditions, and not the most pleasant for racegoers either. Nonetheless, the Reliant Robins were more plentiful than has been the case for many years. The back-to-basics bangers were certainly crash-happy, and there was the customary mix of drama and controversy in the Saloon Stock Cars. There were also 35 BriSCA Formula 2 Stock Cars racing, and as drivers battled hard to master the slippery track surface, 24 John Palmer produced his best form yet this season as he grabbed his first feature final race win of the year. Commentator Alan McLachlan grabbed a quick word with John as part of the post-race trophy presentations.
So the drivers down there on the start-finish line will go out and grab a quick word with the race winner, 24 John Palmer. As the Saloon Stock Cars come out for their meeting final. Still a Grand National to come from the BriSCA Formula 2 Stock Cars. Third place eventually going to 27 Kieran Bradford with 127 Matt Stoneman in second, but your race winner in the SDH Transport sponsored final for 24 John Palmer. So John, quick word with you. Difficult conditions out here this afternoon, very changeable lap after lap.
Yeah, you just got to drive the car to the conditions, I suppose, and guess the setup in the pits, and that's what we've done, and that's why we're here, maybe.
Absolutely, and next week, first big championship for the British. Are you heading north?
Yeah, I'm going up to your ends, yeah. I'll be there. We're leaving Friday.
I know the drive very well, so I know what it's like. But what's your chances then round there? Very different track to down here.
One of my better tracks. Probably not got the car for the job, but I'll try my best and just see how we go.
Well, good luck with that, and well done to the other two drivers in terms of Kieran Bradford and 127 Matt Stoneman in third and second respectively. But your race winner then heading round, going to be led by the SDH Transport haulage vehicles. Round on their lap of honour, your top three on the Autospeed victory car. For your applause, it's Kieran Bradford, Matt Stoneman, and your race winner, 24 John Palmer.
As alluded to there in the chat between Alan and John, within the BriSCA Formula 2 Stock Car community, the attention this coming week will be focused on the Racewall Cowdenbeath, which stages the coveted British Championship on Saturday the 13th of May. The event has attracted the largest entry of BriSCA Formula 2s to the home of Scottish stock car racing since the World Semi-Finals were held there in 2017. Zoe Simpson of #LoveF2s tracked down 3 drivers who are planning to head north of the border. Here, Zoe chats first with John Palmer, then with Paul Rice, and finally with Aaron Vogt.
Southern Race fans live on the Autospeed podcast and also on #LoveF2s. I'm down in the Smeatharpe pits with our final winner, and that is number 24 of John Palmer. So congratulations, John. A great final win in tricky conditions.
Yeah, thank you. It was dry, then it was wet, and then it was dry, and then it was wet, yeah.
And I'm surprised you could see because there was quite a bit of thick fog as well. It seems to clear towards the end.
Yeah, I could have done with some goggles probably. I had to have my visor up all the way around. I couldn't see very well.
Very strange weather conditions here today at Smeatharpe. So obviously you've had a very busy kind of season so far, obviously with a tyre contract, and the things that we're hearing and what race fans and drivers are saying about the tyres are that it's really made the racing a lot more exciting. Very positive, that it's putting everyone on the same level playing field. So is that something that you'd expect to have done?
It slowed me down, I know that. So I've been struggling, ironically, I've really struggled on the tyres, but I think the racing's better, it's better for the lower graders, and I think it's going to be cheaper, so that's good for everyone. More cars, better racing, Just better all round.
Definitely, and that was obviously what we were looking for. What a BriSCA F2 needed was a cheaper tyre, and that's what's been found. And obviously the added bonus is that it seems at the moment to have done quite well for the sport, which is great for the fans watching.
The only negative with them, they've got a soft sidewall, but most new tyres now have a soft sidewall, so you're in the same boat, whatever tyre you have.
Yes.
But you're never going to keep everyone happy, and I've learnt that from sort of being at the supplier and stuff like that. I've never been in that position before, so I've probably been one of the people that was moaning and had something to say, but it is hard to try and keep everyone smiling.
Yeah, and that's never going to happen, is it?
No.
And apart from obviously the tyre contact, you've been over to Holland. You went to the King's Battle. How did you get on there? How did you find Blauis?
Yeah, it was good, really good. The Dutch are crazy, they love it. Bit like a ploughed field, but the racing's good, and it was really enjoyable. Enjoyed it, so it's good. Yeah, I'll go again.
They got a top crowd there, haven't they? They're very busy.
Yeah, they're nuts. I think they had like 7,000 people there. They were going mad for it. Yeah.
Okay, Skegness.
Yeah, exactly.
And obviously, we're looking forward to your next meeting. Are you going to the British at Cowdenbeath?
Booked in. So yeah, we'll be going. Me and Ryger are going together, leaving Friday. So yeah, that'll be good.
Okay, and how do you think you'll fare in the British?
I don't know if my car's pretty. I'm getting there, but I don't know if I'm ready to go to a championship. But we'll try our best.
And there's been a lot of talk, on social media about your car, because obviously we know that you're waiting for a new one. Is that right, from WRC?
It's sat outside of the track now, going for
Is
sign
it
right
really?
tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh, excellent. We've got Mike Priddle who's just joined us in the background. So you've got your new car then. So is that the car you're going to be taking with you to Cowdenbeath?
No, I won't have it ready. It'll be finished sign right on Thursday, I think. So going to take this, and I'll get this ready. Maybe the new one may be ready end of the month sometime. I'm not going to rush it. I don't want to get it wrong. Easy to get it wrong, hard to get it right.
Definitely. And plan for the rest of the year to get into the World Final?
If I can get some qualifying round points, that'd be good. Yeah, I'll try, but yeah, that's my aim. Yeah, go to Bristol and then over to Northern Ireland for a week and just see how we get on over there.
Great, excellent. And we've got obviously the People's Trophies at Bradford coming up in 3 weeks' time on the 27th of May. Will you be going to there?
I don't know what it clashes with. I only look at the fixtures from week to week, so
okay.
That's not a no.
Short-term
but
planning.
yeah, short term
Too
plans.
busy.
Not long, yeah. Work
Great.
and stuff.
How do you think you'll get on today with your lap handicap?
Probably not very good, but I'll have a go.
Okay, excellent stuff. Fighting talk there from John Palmer. Thank you very much and congratulations on your final win, and good luck next week for the British.
Thank you, Zoe.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Southern Race fans, live on the Autospeed Podcast then. I am joined in the Smeatharpe pits by 890 of Paul Rice. So afternoon, Paul, so very tricky conditions here today. Very greasy, it keeps raining, then it's dry, we've had fog. So what are you making of today?
Yeah, it's one of those days today. It's not, as you say, it's not wet. It started to dry, but now it's greasy. The bangers went out just before our final, which made it very interesting. Greasy again. It caught a lot of people out as well.
Yeah, and down to blue at the moment?
Yeah, down to blue. Haven't had the best start to the season. I've had a couple of good meetings here and there, but even just then in the final, you get caught up at the wrong place and you're out of the race, and then it's turning into a bad day then, really, point-wise.
Yeah, definitely. And looking ahead, obviously you're booked in to go to Cowdenbeath for the British this coming weekend?
Yeah, I've never raced at Cowdenbeath. It's always a track that I'd like to have a go at, so I thought, why not go up for the British? I'm trying to target a few of the championship meetings that are on tarmac a bit more, since that's why we race and what we aim for.
Yeah.
And I know we have to travel a little bit, but we don't get many championships down in the southwest, so it'd be good to go and have a go. But
definitely. And obviously being at blue at this grading period, do you think that might stand you in good stead at Cowdenbeath?
Potentially, yeah, but then I haven't raced a track and I know it's a fast track, so depends how quick I can get out of the blocks and get up to speed.
Yeah, it's very fast. You just need to avoid the wall.
Yeah, so I've heard.
It's very hard and not forgiving.
Yeah, no, hopefully we'll stay out of that one and we'll get our head down and try and pick up a few points and get on the British grid.
Excellent. And will you be going to, when Autospeed goes on tour, to Skegness?
Is that the following week?
It is, yes.
At the moment, it's not looking likely, to be honest. My little boy is nagging me daily at the minute because the Micro F2's on up there and he's keen to go and have a little race up there, but just fitting it all in with work, etc., and being away next weekend at Cowdenbeath doesn't help.
Yeah, it must be very busy, obviously, managing, the Micro F2s and your own formula as well for BriSCA F2.
Yeah, it's challenging. There's not a lot of spare time, put it that way. A lot of the time I don't even get out in the workshop till sort of 8 o'clock, 7:30, and then it's a late night just to be able to get on it with the kids and their clubs and that. But you got to do what you got to do.
You have, and also the two cars, the Micro F2 against yours, they are, replicate, they're identical. It looks brilliant, don't they, together? I've taken photos before. And do you think, obviously, the plan, what you'd like to see is your son come through into BriSCA Formula 2 eventually?
Yeah, that would be the long-term plan. Well, that's what he's telling me anyway.
Excellent.
He's already lining up minis so he can progress and then go up to stock cars. His little brother's already asked me when he can have a micro. So
excellent. So proper racing family.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Exactly that.
Well, all the best for your trip up to Cowdenbeath and all the best with the British Championship.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for chatting to us on the Autospeed Podcast. Thank you. So then on the Autospeed Podcast, I am down in the Smeatharpe pits with 184 of Aaron Bates. So afternoon, Aaron. So talk us through your new stunning car. It looks absolutely amazing. A few problems today?
Yeah, well obviously a new car, new tyres, so...
A lot to get used to.
Yeah, completely different, but it's getting there. We're making changes every race, but just got a puncture in that one then, which is just bad luck I suppose, but yeah.
Yeah, and very challenging conditions today. It's not really wet. We've got bangers on as well, so the track, is quite greasy, which does make it challenging. And in the final, it was foggy as well. So we've had a bit of everything today.
Yeah, it went, after that stoppage, it went slippy as well, so... But it's the same for everyone.
It is. And how are you finding the new tyre?
It's completely different, but I don't know really, because it's hard to say because it's a different car, so...
Yeah.
But it's getting there.
Just getting the setup right, isn't it? And looking ahead towards the end of the week, we've got obviously the British Championship at Cowdenbeath. Is that something that you're going to attend?
We'll see what happens in the next one, but I would like to go. So we'll see.
And how do you think, obviously you've raced there at Cowdenbeath before, how do you think you rate your chances?
I've always struggled at Cowdenbeath really, but I don't know, we'll see.
Excellent stuff. And plan for the rest of the season in this year?
I don't know yet, just week by week.
Take as it comes.
Yeah, that's it.
Similar answer to John Palmer. He doesn't plan long term ahead for the fixtures. He just looks the next week what's happening.
That's it.
And obviously, you are a seasoned traveller. You like coming up to the southwest. You race quite frequently at St Day and at Smeatharpe. Why is that? Why do you like coming to these two tracks?
It's just always good racing. There's a lot of cars. It's proper stock car racing. It's not roundy, and the promoters make you welcome as well. So enjoy it.
Excellent, that's what it's all about. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for chatting to us on the Autospeed Podcast, and obviously we hope that you do manage to get to Cowdenbeath, and good luck with the British if you do.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. So there we go then, race fans, a couple of interviews here at Smeatharpe.
It's not just the BriSCA Formula 2s which have a championship in their sights at Cowdenbeath this weekend, as a superb entry of Saloon Stock Cars are set to do battle for the National Championship. This is a title which has been won by assorted West Country drivers, including Eddie Darby, who twice captured the gold stripe of National Champion. Eddie's two sons, Warren and Harry, are heading to Scotland, and I was able to edge Warren away from working on his car in preparation for the trip to have a few words. Welcome, Warren.
Are you right?
Yeah, very good, very good. A pretty miserable day at Smeatharpe in terms of the weather, but exciting racing on Monday.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, wet weather's not really my thing usually, but started getting there in the end. Couldn't got the fastest lap in the all comers just then, so that was good. Started to get there now. Yeah,
I would agree with you that your best performances, best results seem to come from much drier conditions than we endured on Monday. But I guess that speaking to a lot of the drivers, listening to a lot of drivers, I think that Smeatharpe seems to be quite acceptable when it's dry and not too bad when it's absolutely soaking wet. But in between, it is horrific, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. There's more grip when it's actually raining really bad than it is when it's just greasy. So I'd rather it rain Sundays than just be a little bit drizzly.
Yeah, I think that I think you speak for everyone there. There's so many that I've listened to say that in between Smeatharpe is possibly as bad as you can get anywhere.
Yeah, definitely. That track's probably the worst for when it rains or if it's greasy.
Yeah, very much the case. So looking ahead, I guess you've got a busy week, bit of preparation work on your car and on Harry's, on your brother's car, ahead of this weekend, which is shaping up to be something really special in Scotland.
Yeah, definitely. Got quite a lot of work to do. Only 3 days to make sure everything's right. The lorry's loaded, spares, everything like that. Normally, you obviously have a week and then maybe a day and the weekend to do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a short one, this one.
Yeah, 1 minute we're cheering, we're all very, very excited that we've got an extra bank holiday, and the next minute the reality looms large that it's stealing another day out of the week, and a busy week at that with what's at the end of it, a long, long journey to Scotland.
That's it, yeah, everything's got to be right for a championship, and, try to get everything right for every meeting, but definitely mostly for a championship. We're so far away, leaving Friday night.
Yeah, that's right.
Give another day to work on the car.
Yeah, very much. It's not a case of, well, that's right, we'll do that in the morning before we set sail, because you'd never get there.
That's it, yeah.
I would say it's an obvious observation for sure. Cowdenbeath and Taunton, two very, very different tracks. I think back to the successes that your father had racing at Cowdenbeath. Once he'd cracked Cowdenbeath, that seemed to open the floodgates for his run of success. Cowdenbeath's such a difficult track to master, but once you have, I guess that would give you a huge boost of confidence.
Yeah, what you're saying about when you get around Cowdenbeath, well, the way you worded it then you'd be able to get around anywhere. I think Taunton's I think when you can get a good race around Taunton and be consistent there, you'd be alright any track, because it's the smallest and tightest. If you make a little mistake, then you haven't got a lot of laps and a lot of track to catch up. Where maybe Cowdenbeath or even St David, sometimes you got that room to try to get a lap back. Well, not a lap, but a bit more room.
Make up some time.
On them.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I think if you draw comparisons with the Speedway, then I think on the smaller tracks, I think the Speedway fraternity would refer to that as a more technical circuit on something small and tiny, whereas perhaps a bigger track gives that little bit of room for manoeuvre if you do make an error. But I've also, I've had years and decades, I suppose, of going to Cowdenbeath, and I've seen really good drivers go to Cowdenbeath and find it so daunting, and then other people go to Cowdenbeath and they just fall in love with it. It's a sensational place. It's one of the most exciting tracks there is, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely, it is a really good track. I think it's better at night time when it's dry. It goes fast.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll keep my fingers crossed with you that we get some dry weather in Scotland. It's perhaps not always the case, but yeah, a dry big track like Cowdenbeath is going to throw out some sensational racing, and the entry list as well is another testament to just how great a position Saloon Stock Cars are in at the moment. With so many people went to Northern Ireland for the first championship. So many people are going to race in Scotland. It's all looking really, really good at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. Everyone's putting the miles in, especially Matt Scullen and Joey. Hats off to them. They even afford to do it, let alone all the travelling and the not sleeping they're getting.
Yeah, that's right. If Joey's not careful, he's going to lose his good looks. He's suddenly going to age 10 years overnight, racing his season in Saloon Stock Cars. And so Cowdenbeath is a. How do you view the track? Is it something that you relish going and racing there?
Yeah, definitely. I'd say it's one of my 5 favourite tracks.
Okay,
definitely in the top 5.
Okay, that's good. It's such a. I always think it's such an important track in the grand scheme of Saloon Stock Cars. I don't think you can get to the top of the tree in Saloon Stock Cars unless you can go and get some good results there. And I know I'm harping back to your dad again and whatever, but he enjoyed some tremendous achievements racing in Scotland.
Yeah, definitely. one of them was so good in the end, but
No, the unfortunate events of the World Championship there. Yes, that was a instantly forgettable time. Very, very sad and disappointing outcome there to that particular race. But nonetheless, still other championships won there, and without question, I don't think we even need to ask your dad. You could see how much he enjoyed racing that circuit.
yeah, definitely. I think when you're at the top, you can get around any track, like Allard, Chevelle, Oldest when he was racing, Dad, Shane Brown, Webster's, like all them. They could all get around there. So
Yeah, very true. You mentioned on Michael Allard. He's had an exciting weekend with that huge, great big rollover at Bradford. But great to see some lots of messages of concern and a very nice message back from Michael saying that I'm fine, don't worry about me, but I've got a bit of work to do to put the car straight.
yeah, that didn't look very nice and wouldn't want to be sat in it, but you never know what's going to happen.
No, true enough. Well, that's great to just grab a few minutes with you. I appreciate you're very, very busy this week trying to get ready, and there's not enough hours in the week this week before going to Scotland. So thanks ever so much for your time, and we'll wish you the very best of luck for the weekend and see how you get on.
Cheers, thank you for having me.
Thank you, no worries. Thanks as always to Alan McLachlan and Zoe Simpson for their roving reporter efforts, and thanks to each of our guests on this week's episode. Whilst all roads will lead to Scotland this weekend, there will be plenty of Scots taking the road out of their country the following weekend, with hordes of stock rods and mini stocks set to journey to Skegness, where Autospeed are on tour. Next week's episode will see the attention trained on our trip to the Fun Coast.
If you've enjoyed Autospeed Podcast, home of stock car and banger racing in the southwest, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell for future podcasts.